America is a country founded on conflict. Through adversity comes triumph, a sentiment reinforced in times of extreme dissidence. This struggle has produced some of our greatest national heroes: George Washington, Rosa Parks, Matt Murdock. All faced great conflict, and they decided to stand firm, fight back, and change the course of history. Taking a cue from these great men and women comes to us a lesser-known hero. Join us as we dissect the events that led an overweight comic book store owner to abandon his safety and recklessly claw his way into the history books. His story from those who lived it, tonight on Issues.
Since I was young, I've had this dream of owning my own comic shop, being my own boss and helping people with the important things that really mattered, like picking that perfect graphic novel for a long road trip. So I guess you could say I'm kind of living my dream.
He said he was living the dream. Is his dream to drive a car with a broken steering wheel? He wets the bed, you know. Most of the time he's awake when he does it. Is that a dream? Love this plant.
I thought it was just another day, just another customer, just another chance to make $1.
I was there when it happened, stocking the shelves with dolls. You know, I gotta be honest. I don't understand these dolls. I've never seen a child buy one. They are always swept up by sweaty men who will, honest to God, fight each other over them. Does that make any sense?
I sell action figures. They're collectible. It was a Wednesday, and for us in the industry, that's New Comic Day, so I'm already way stressed out.
Scott is usually stressed, but that day he skipped his nap, so he was extra on edge.
When a customer comes through my door, I make it my mission to try to treat them the way I want to be treated.
I don't typically buy comics. I find them to be childish. But I was looking for a limited edition Romulan collector's plate. I'm a Trekker. Some people have the nerve to call us Trekkies, but honestly, I find that to be rude and offensive.
Yeah. I knew she was going to be a problem. I could just smell it on her. You can always tell when those people are just going to be a problem.
Excuse me?
Just dusting. I was dusting.
I'm looking for a specific item.
Okay, you're all business. I like that. I'm sure we have it.
Right, it is a limited edition.
Oh, shh. Customer service. It's kind of a thing. Don't know if you know. Customer service. Really good at it. I really am. It's what I do. Limited edition. You got that much out. Ukrainian knockoff Spider-Man, that lavender one.
Why would I want...
Underoos. Batman Underoos. No, Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman Underoos.
No.
3 copies of Weird Science on VHS.
No.
Stanley dress-up kit.
No.
A night of erotic roleplay with a Ronald McDonald cosplayer.
I'm just...
Oh, hold on. I'm sorry, I guess. I'm sorry. What are you looking for?
It's a limited edition Romulan collector's plate.
What the What did you just say?
A Romulan collector's...
Are my ears pointy?
They are not.
My ears. Are they pointy?
No.
Then why would I sell that garbage in my store?
You're a monster.
Yeah. Get out of my store. It didn't look like Live Long and Prosper. This is a Star Wars shop. That Star Trek garbage in here. Tell all your Trekkie friends. That's pretty dope customer service. What do you think, Dr. Jones? What's that? Yeah. Fortune and glory.
I never... I'm used to a certain level of discrimination as a trekker, but it never gets easier.
Completely out of context. Where did you get that? Who shot that?
I gotta say, that's some of my best work. It's like a fat Christopher Nolan.
I knew it was a matter of time before that tard do something like this. What? Can't say tard. Who's it offensive to? Tards? Oh, what about... he likes to kill black people on the weekends. You get my point.
I instantly knew that I needed to take a stand. Not just for myself, but for all the trekkers that this hate monger had abused. I chose to fight, and if I had to make that decision over again, I'd do it all the same.
Trekker. I don't know what that is. Star Trek. Don't know what that is.
He forced my hand. He found out just what this trekker is capable of. We are a force. Just not the kind of force he wants in his stupid comic book shop.
Okay, I may have acted a bit hastily, but I'm passionate about my fandom. There's only one thing that I hate more than Star Trek. It's Trekkies. You happy? I said it. Scott Barnes hates Trekkies. Scott Barnes hates Trekkies!
When we were kids, he'd throw up every time he heard the words Final Frontier. It was this weird involuntary thing. It was like that, you know? Which sucks is he missed out on some sweet space-based drama. And hot alien chicks. Hot, steamy, green skin, tentacled alien. I'm gonna need a minute.
The morning of the incident started like any other. Woke up, brushed my teeth, read the Watchmen trade paperback, like you do. And then I went to work. I was not prepared for what I saw when I arrived there.
What was it that Scott saw at his place of business on that fateful morning? The answer to that mystery. Scott Barnes had no idea what his actions had set in motion. Refusing to sell Star Trek merchandise would prove to be much more than a simple business decision. Would he regret it? Will a single customer be his downfall? And more importantly, is the taco stand at the studio commissary still open? The answer to these questions and more as Issues continues.
I'm gonna come right out and say it. Best day at work ever.
I always wanted to be the one to bring that bald nerd down. Yeah, but I'm good with this anyways. I was eating my breakfast burrito stuffed with protein powder. Because, I don't know if you know, I work out. But I know that you know. I can't wink.
Track yourself before you wreck yourself. Track yourself before you wreck yourself. Track yourself before you wreck yourself. Track yourself before you wreck
Attention,
yourself.
savages! Get out from in front of my store.
Why? You think you can keep us down, man?
Yes, I do.
Your store is a store of hate.
Indeed it is. Now get out of my way.
Track yourself before you wreck yourself. Track yourself before you wreck yourself.
What? I enjoy a good protest.
From Joe, I expect this. From Nate even, I expect this. But from Katie, I hold her in a higher regard.
I swear to God I heard his heart break. His little stupid heart.
I immediately called for a meeting, immediately. We needed a plan to deal with this, immediately. I couldn't let protesters ruin what little business I had.
Well, I've been out a couple of times with Scott. Things are going well. Things are going really well. I showed up for support. And let me just say, he has never, ever been prejudiced towards Trekkies. At least, not around me. I mean, sure, there's tons of stuff that he hates. You know, I'm not entirely sure of anything he likes. But I mean, I've never seen him hate something so intensely. I can understand it though. I mean, Star Trek is boring. Except for those new movies. They're pretty rad.
I've called you guys here to tell you I hate Star Trek. It is stupid.
Scott, you are in trouble. There are protesters out there.
I own a card shop. I would never treat my customers poorly. Customer is always right.
Customer's always right!
What is it I should do?
Scott, I'm your brother. You should apologize.
Nuts to that!
No, that's not how that happened. I'm not quite sure what that was.
No, that's pretty accurate. You're just racist because you didn't know I was Asian.
You know, I never liked Katie. I mean, and watching her out there protest her boss, what is that about? That's your boss, dude. He hired you. He gave you money. You wouldn't be able to pay rent without him. You're gonna protest him? You know, it made me ill. It made me absolutely ill. I mean, what's her deal? She walks around that place like she owns it, all flirting and stuff. I mean, I don't get it. I just don't get it. When Scott needs her the most, she picks the other side? What's that about? She's repulsive. Yeah, I said it. And if I know her as good as I think I do, if she heard me say that, she'd call me a But it's okay. I said it.
That said what? The only reason she's around is because of me. Interloper. So I disagree with Scott on this one thing. Doesn't mean I hate him, I just think he's wrong. But Kelly, stupid face, has to get involved and make it something that it isn't. Hate her.
Well, I have a cousin who I guess you could say runs a Star Wars fan club. And I thought maybe they could help.
It was a good plan. It was a plan. I had heard of them before. They were a militant group of black Star Wars fans. Called themselves the Black Bantha Party. Their leader? A man by the name of Star Killer X.
So, Callie calls me the other day and she says she has some problems with a couple of Star Trek cats. Personally, I don't speak directly to Trekkies. So I called the boys up. We hit the scene.
I didn't know what to think. I mean, we're into peaceful protest. Like Trek, we strive for peaceful cohabitation. These guys were different.
We're different? Different how? We just want to spread the word of a tale set in a galaxy. Far, far away. But sometimes we like to spread that word with a baseball bat. What can I say? We're just a product of our decaying urban environment.
We grew up in the suburbs. We did have a membership to a science museum downtown. Maybe that's what he's talking about?
As soon as they showed up, I felt a lot better. Like things were finally going to work themselves out. What could possibly go wrong?
Track yourself before you wreck yourself. 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 Track yourself before you wreck yourself.
Track yourself. What is this?
Who's in charge here?
No one's in charge. We're just a peaceful coalition of planetary representatives.
What planet you represent?
Me? I represent Romulus.
She represent Romulus. Well, I tell you what. Why don't you tell your little Trekkie friends to go home? You and I can have a nice dinner at Red Lobster. You ever had Neptunian dolphin meat?
Did you just use the T word?
I sure did, my sensual snowflake.
Oh, when the sun sleeps. Y'all are still here?
The whole thing was getting out of hand. And who are you gonna call to save it? Me. That's who you're gonna call. And that's exactly what I did.
Nate had a plan. I figured I can help him out. I think those Trek girls were easy. And you know what Joe like? Joe like easy.
I don't think those two helped. Like, not even a little bit.
Whoa, 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 whoa! What's with all the fighting? What are we accomplishing here? Nothing. That's what. But don't worry, because old Nady McDeals is here to help you guys out by introducing you to my associate here, Joe.
How you doing? What's up, sugar? You don't want this to end in a stalemate, do you?
You don't. And that's why we're offering this beautiful weapon for only $500. Guaranteed to quell even the most intense intergalactic civil war.
We would never pay money for that thing. It's despicable.
This is a elegant weapon for a more civilized time.
It's not real, you idiots.
Can't we all just get along? I'm a Star Wars fan too. Lando's my favorite character.
Lando? Do we all look like a bunch of Landos to you? Are you a Lando?
No, man.
Are you a Lando?
Nah, bro.
Nope. No Landos here.
How about we figure this out over some Colt 45?
Jesus.
You're not helping.
Hey, kids! Doing some of that cosplay thing there? Hey, ladies, and you dress up like Catwoman? Think about helping old local celebrity Alfredo Torres cross a couple things off the bucket list? Not cool, kids. I know I shouldn't have worn this red shirt.
Scott has called in a favor, and now it looks as if this once peaceful protest has turned into a hodgepodge of violence and incoherent plot. How will he regain control of this ruckus? Join us for the conclusion of Issues when we return. Welcome back to the conclusion of Issues, a comic shop in peril. Mortal enemies locked in combat, and a local celebrity lies bleeding out on the concrete. For Scott Barnes, things had taken a very deadly turn. Does any of this make any sense to any of you? Huh? Yeah. Yeah, sounds like a bunch of nonsense to me. Oh, I'm pretty sure this was written by a snail with autism, you know? Yeah, we're still rolling, huh?
Still rolling, yeah.
Well, then why don't you cut it? Cut the
The Banthas would never go so far as to stab those nerds. They're not like that. Mostly they just like to get high and watch Star Wars. I mean, and they just have to act tough because otherwise they just get beaten up. I really think that was their way of protecting themselves.
We're here at Back Issues Comics, the scene of a apparent riot that resulted in stabbing of local celebrity Alfredo Torres. We spoke earlier with the celebrity.
When you're a local celebrity of my caliber, people are gonna stab you. And when you're as linked to as many hot women as I am, you get used to taking a poke in the gut.
This wasn't what we wanted. We just wanted equality for Trekkers. Star Wars fans walk around acting like they think their movies are so much cooler. They call us these names and expect us to just roll over and take it. Trek is all about science and exploration. It preaches peace and diplomacy. I think that's something that we can all appreciate.
So I guess there's room for both Trek and Wars. I might even start watching the Star Trek. I heard the new ones are just like Star Wars. And I can get down with that. Just wish I knew who stabbed that dude.
Sometimes I get a little stabby.
I'm just a simple comic shop owner. My wants are few. I just want to help people find what their geek hearts desire. So, am I gonna start carrying Star Trek merchandise? No way!
An interesting development. Just a few days after the riot, we received this video. Excuse me, where's your Superman merch?
You have to be a lot more specific than that. We got tons of stuff. It's literally everywhere.
Anything Superman. I love all Superman. Superman's way better than Batman.
Superman fan said what?
No. I can't take it anymore. I can't take it. I mean, this has been Issues. If you'd like a transcript of this episode, well, that means that you haven't been paying attention, and I resent it.